Hello everyone, Lewis Crompton here, and this is not financial advice. Do you currently have a business or some form of group and you want to know how to keep that community connected, engaged, and working the way you want it to? Then this video is for you. I am the founder of STARTrading, a global online community of individuals learning to trade or having now learned to trade following our system that helps them to trade profitably and helps them to trade safely and successfully. I have a lot of friends and students who run businesses, and they often ask me, how is it that I managed to create a community of people online? A community that people want to be part of, that people talk about and want other people to be a part of as well. So I'm going to share with you what some of the core components are that I have used to enable me to grow STARTrading to be such a great community that is predominantly an online based community. Many of us have never met in person. And if you want to learn about how to do business smarter, do money better, how to make more of it in less time, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on those little alerts in the corner. One of the first things that I will say is that you can do everything right. You can create every wonderful thing and create a million ways for people to interact and to connect, and they may still not. That is them, not you. However, you still need to question if you are doing the right things. Every online community will have various people who engage at various levels. Now, there are 4 levels of engagement that I have been observing within my own business, and the behaviors that go along with them is what I'm going to share with you now as well. So first of all, we've got the highly engaged. These people are fantastic, although sometimes they can go too far and become a bit domineering, so you need to keep a check on that as well. I would personally much rather have these types of people, the highly engaged, because it is easier to tone someone down than it is to drive them up. It's like the difference between going uphill and going downhill on a bike. One is a lot easier than the other. Now, these people will like, they'll comment, they'll respond to all your posts, etc., etc. They're also willing to initiate and ask conversation topics, and this is great. These people are often keen on helping others too, and these are the people you kind of want to be keeping an eye on for potential internal recruitment into training or product delivery that you may need in the future. So that's the first group of people. The next group of people is the medium engaged. Now, they may comment on posts every now and then, or they will ask a question every now and then when they need help. So these people aren't as engaged as the highly engaged. Then we have low engagement, and it is sad to say, but this will probably be the largest demographic in your online community. That feels quite disheartening, but remember, people have got lives to live, and some people are very, very busy. They will like posts, they will engage infrequently, and it will probably never be a comment. They may ask a question every now and then when they really need it, but they're probably going to drop you a message privately rather than in the community. A lot of these people would like to be more engaged than they actually are. It could be that they are not in the habit of using the platform that you use for your community. We at STARTrading shifted away from Telegram and we moved over to Discord. Now, the reason we did that is because there was so much chat going on that people were commenting and letting us know that they were losing the important stuff within the chat. Discord allows us to separate out those different conversation channels so people don't miss the important stuff. But that created a new problem. People who were engaged became unengaged. Why? New tech. Something new to use that they didn't do that well. Others did better with it because they're more tech savvy, but you will never please 100% of people. You have to go with what you think is the right thing to do and what you think will be the best for the majority and the best for their learning and engagement. Now, the next group of people would be zero engagement. You will get these people, but don't count them out. Often these people are just observing and they're taking it all in. That is totally acceptable, even if frustrating when you're trying to get people excited, trying to get people engaged in the community and connect with one another. That just may not be their thing, so keep trying, but don't be too pushy. That will put these people off. And if you are delivering value content to them, then they will be happy just to sit on the sidelines, even if they never tell you and never give you a like or a comment. Let me know in the comment from these 4 sections who you feel your community is most full with. There are a number of tools and techniques you can use for engaging your community and helping them to grow that sense of connection. These techniques will allow you to grab hold of their attention. Number one, give a damn about them. Every single one of them, even the difficult ones. This is something that can be quite hard when someone is being particularly difficult. I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are, or giving you feedback on your business. Sometimes this feedback is total bull. Sometimes that feedback is warranted. I also take feedback seriously. I make sure I take it seriously. I'll talk about how to do that in the next section so you know. So yeah, giving a damn about your students, in my opinion, is the key to building community and a space in which they want to belong. I care, sometimes too much, about my students, about how they are doing with their trading, but also how they are doing as people. Are they having a hard time in life, at work, with their family, with a significant other? What are their goals? What is the reason they need and want to be part of our community? Why do they want to learn to trade? Is there anything that I can do more of or less of that will help them in some small way to get to where they want to get to in any of those key areas? People's lives are complicated and can get quite messy. Now, I won't reel off a list of some of the stuff that STARTrading has helped people through, but it is very, very varied and it's not just money. If you care about people, truly, that authenticity will come through. It will build mutual respect and trust, and that will be something that gets represented in your community. One of the core values we have at STARTrading is to always give more than is expected. At the same time, don't kill yourself doing too much for too many people. Boundaries are also important and very, very needed when you are running a business, especially a people-orientated one. Point two, listen to your community. Value and honor their feedback, even when it is painful. STARTrading as a business has evolved many, many times, and each time it is better and better and creates a better learning experience for our students. That has happened because of the feedback that we receive and because we give a damn about doing what is best and doing what is right for our students to be able to learn and get trading as quickly as possibly in the safest way. One example of many examples, our mentorships. They used to be run over just 2 sessions, a 1-hour session and a 6-hour session in one day. I reached out to those who had been through the mentorship and were now trading live and successfully making money in the markets. I wanted to know how they found the experience of the mentorship. Now, the response was bittersweet. They informed me that the mentorships were great from a content perspective, but that it was too much in one go and over far too quickly, that they felt like it should have been longer. So what did we do? And how did I respond? And if I'm honest, I felt terrible. Partly because, well, really because they were right. Expecting someone to absorb all the knowledge that we drop during those mentorship sessions in just 6 hours is it's an impossible task. So what did we do? Me and my mentorship team, we went back to the drawing board. We created a new structure to deliver the mentorships. This time it wasn't a 6-hour block in one day. It was methodically delivered over a 6-week period, and we added in additional support components too. We also developed a 6-month program for those who wanted our support for that time frame, knew they wanted some extra hand-holding, some extra support. So what did this mean? It meant that our students felt listened to, they felt respected. It made them feel like they were building with us, that they were part of something greater than just themselves, which they are. STARTrading isn't only about trading. It is about connection, it's about community, about support, and wanting to see each other succeed in every area of our lives. Point 3, be present. You are the leader and they're looking up to you, even if you feel slightly uncomfortable in that position. I'm not sure why I feel uncomfortable in that position, but I'm working on it. But I also acknowledge that a community needs a leader, even if that leader, like me, is very receptive to other views and opinions on everything. Ultimately, the decision has to be made and the ship has to be steered in a direction by somebody. Again, if I'm being honest, this is something that as my business has grown, I have struggled with. Why? Because it is a high time investment. It's so important though. I'm also careful about what I ask my team to do versus what I do. it's important to maintain your position as the lead of the organization. If you aren't doing that, if you aren't visible, and if you aren't available at some point on your student's journey, then your community will suffer as a result. One of the things as a leader you have to be doing repeatedly is showing up in a way that is aligned with your community's core values. That brings me on to point 4. So, point 4, decide on your core values as a business and communicate them often to your community. Not good enough to do it just once. Communicate it often in both word and in deed. It will be 10 times easier for you. Can I say 10 times? 10x without a copyright infringement? Anyway, it will be a heck of a lot easier for you to repeatedly show up if you are authentic. If your core values line up with who you are, then it is easy to see that authenticity come through online. Disingenuous, inauthentic individuals who are trying to lead businesses that are people focused get found out and they don't grow very far. Your core values are about identifying how you want to show up in your business and how you expect your community to behave at the same time. Yes, you can have expectations on your community. I do. I tell people that. It's why I currently still take all of the mentorship application calls, because I need to see if you are a good fit for my community. If you're not, then I won't let you in, no matter how much you are willing to pay to get access. The community is a priority for me and they matter to me. I give a damn. I have had to say no to a number of people for various reasons. They didn't pass the vibe check, so they don't get let in. Simple. And it really is that simple. Some businesses have loads of these. I have just 5. One of which is that we are gorgeously generous, meaning we share our time, energy, and knowledge with those within our community. I can't tell you how many times I've been busy on a mentorship session, so I haven't been able to answer a student's question in our community Discord group. When I do have a chance to get back to it at the end of the mentorship session to see what's happened, those in the community have answered, offered advice, offered to jump on a call, etc., etc. That is community. And why has that happened? It's happened for 2 reasons. One, we only let in good-hearted people to STARTrading, and also because it is behavior I have modeled. People then want to pay that kindness and generosity forward. So whatever you want to see in your community, make sure you are behaving in that way, because your community will reflect, reciprocate, and replicate the behaviors you have demonstrated consistently. If you want to see your community adopt a new value, communicate it verbally, repeatedly, and demonstrate it with actions consistently for 6 months minimum. Then you will notice it being adopted by your community. Point 5, buy their loyalty. I'm serious. I noticed my mentor doing this with his community very, very early on. He did it with me and he did it with others too. So how do you do that? I bribe them. I bribe them with cash prizes. I reinvest money made by STARTrading back into the community, which is why we often have something new and exciting to talk about, because I'm reinvesting into the business, into their learning. I also make sure that when we have in-person social events, that I make it as low cost as possible. We tend to run all of our social events at a loss. Even if we charge for a ticket, it tends to be at a loss, and we do that so that as many people as possible can attend. When on socials, I will always buy at least 1 round of drinks. It is a really simple thing, but is always appreciated and it goes a really long way. So I buy their loyalty. Another way I buy a loyalty is by investing listening time into people. Going back to point 1, give a damn about your community. When I hear someone is having a hard time, I'll reach out to them and see if they are okay. Sometimes that's a quick back and forth message or a 5-minute chat, or it's a 45-minute deep and meaningful. I love helping people, so I feel honored that people trust me enough to share difficult things. Again, I will spare you the list of stuff I hear from people. You lot have all got some intense, crazy stuff going on at times. I also like to do fun little things. One thing I did was send a STARTrading branded baby grow to one of our students who had a beautiful baby girl after struggling for many years to conceive. It's fun, but it's also a nice touch that shows you care, shows you give a damn. Now, if you want to learn about how to do business better, how to generate additional income streams, and do it all in less time, then like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for this channel. My name is Lewis, and this is not financial advice.